All right, welcome to True Tempo. It's Tuesday, a bit later than usual, but it's still Tuesday, and it's kind of like Christmas Day. We had the BNR update yesterday, and as expected, things changed, and so we have no Entomb and no Nadu in the format. Um, so the big question is, especially for people going to Eternal Weekend Europe, is what is this going to change? It's going to change a lot, but not everything. I mean, I'm gonna focus the beginning of this video on discussing what I think will be the impact, and we can just say I'm just gonna move this in. We have some notes in part in Danish, but doesn't matter. And so like level one, good decks that are untouched: Mystic Forge, Red Stompy, Eldrazi, the different Cloud Post decks. Mostly, I'm thinking about the blue-black one, but it's also other like the classic green version and maybe other. I know that other brews exist, but they're mostly the blue mono green and blue black. Then Izzet Tempo or Cutter is unchanged, untouched. So is the mirror. And then we have these kind of question marks. The fact that Entomb is gone means that we don't have to play like Nihil Spellbomb and Torment Crypt in the main, right? So that opens the door for Oops All Spells. That's pretty obvious, and I think we have to respect that. Other decks like Dredge might also pop up a bit more. Then control decks. Before, when you had Nadu, I don't think you could really play a Euro deck instead of Nadu if you're in those colors. That's just worse. So now people who like the band maybe splash a fourth color style of deck, they'll be able to gravitate towards real control, like Beanstalk control, Euro, maybe the One Ring control. And time will tell if that will be good enough. But it's definitely an avenue that exists now. So I've seen plenty of. This is a note, by the way. I'm gonna erase that. um, Plenty of people saying that Izzet Cutter is like the best deck or something. Like like this is kind of the level one best deck alongside Mystic Forge. But the thing is that Barragoyf is still in the format, and all those people wielding Underground Seas, they can easily swap to some build of Dimir, more or less mid-range, like the current build with Nethergoyfs and like 2 Kaido, 2 Murktide, stuff like that. But also people can maybe add in some Baleful Strixes and definitely make a deck that is really tough for Izzet. A lot of those cards interact favorably with the Izzet deck. So, and Barragoyf is just KO if it swings, almost KO. So that's a real question. Um, I wrote here artifacts matter because like these decks like all the Ancient Tomb decks, including Eldrazi, Cloudpost, Initiative. I didn't mention that here. Um, they are better. Initiative was not played because of the Thoughtseize reanimate risk or Force of Will reanimate on a big creature, but now they can come out of the woodworks, and I think they will. It's a good deck, like Boros or Naya or Mono White. So like all of that is like scary decks that demand a Force of Will, and then like I think the also level one thinking is that now you definitely need some consigns if you're playing blue, like 3 or 4 consigns in the sideboard to handle Forge and Red Stompy, especially. So because of that, I think like Forge and Eldrazi are going to suffer a bit because there's going to be so much hate, whereas Red Stompy and Blue Cloudpost, Blue Black Cloudpost, I think they're going to be a bit better because they can like put a colored spell on the stack when the opponent is representing Consign. Just a bit more play to it. And power level wise, I think those decks are very close, regardless. So tempo, especially Izzet, but both I think are okay playing against Ancient Tomb. But Chalice is a bit tough for Dimir tempo. Izzet tempo main board is tough as well, but in the sideboard you have easier access to answers. So that's a thing. But then you get this, like in a sense, Izzet is the better tempo deck against these Stompy decks, but Dimir beats up on Izzet. And then I'm not gonna go into the bigger question marks here, but that just means that if you're gonna play Izzet, which is what I'm gonna do today as kind of a basic strategy in the metagame, yeah, you really need to respect Baragoyf. So I'm playing 2 Heat, a Dismember, and so that's basically 3 answers for 3 creatures plus the Dazes, which I'll keep on the board or afterboard. Sorry. In those matchups, that may or may not be good enough. You could go deeper, like cut another bolt for a Heat or a Dismember, but I feel like that might be too much. And well, I like in the mirror. I actually like Cutter. I think it's the highest kind of payoff card compared to other things you have going on, like the mentioned aforementioned Strix or Bowmasters out of the mirror. If I had to choose, I prefer Active Cutter than those cards. So it's quite good being in Izzet with that big caveat of Baragoyf. And the caveat of Chalice, like you can easily lose games. At least playing like Cutter based, we have a kind of advantage against Red Stompy's Blood Moons, which is another reason why I'm choosing to go with this. As you saw, I had thought about Jeskai, I thought about Grixis as well, and maybe I'll go like exploring in those directions if I see that Red Stompy is not big. But I think Red Stompy is going to be really strong and a kind of high percentage deck in the time to come. And then yeah, graveyard wise, I'm playing 3 cards, one of them being kind of slow, but it's nice in the tempo mirrors, the hearse, and the surgicals are basically insurance against oops, but also kind of versatile against lands, other stuff, basically. You never know what people are gonna play now. Okay, maybe. Um, and even though we had these bans, I don't think that means you can play anything. The whole meta doesn't change. I'm playing 2 Braids because of the mirror, and I'm really not sure if this is correct. But I feel like it allows me to have with Brazen 4 answers to Chalice without going too deep on meltdowns, like giving me some more versatility. This could be other cards cast into the fire or shenanigans maybe, or just more meltdown. I'm not completely sure, but yeah, 3 consigns. I think it's enough. I think that the Mystic Force decks are gonna get beat up by people's hate, so I don't think it's actually so scary as as a player in the metagame because yeah, it's just so much in the bullseye of everyone's sideboards. Yeah, think that's enough. Today I'm just gonna play two rounds, and then in a few days I'm gonna upload the last 3 rounds with kind of extended closing thoughts, where I talk about these couple of days league results and where the metagame is going. My goal is kind of to bring you up to speed leading into Eternal Weekend Europe. So, without further ado, let's play some games. All right, round one. I have no idea what the opponent is playing. I have a hand I'll keep, but it can definitely. I need Wasteland to be good, right? I think usually Wasteland is good in this metagame. In Legacy, maybe my Daze can find me that Brainstorm that I'm dreaming of. But yeah, like Chandler, Daze, Wasteland on the play. It's a good start, right? I'm not too picky. Maybe I don't mulligan enough, but I feel like in the dark, I prefer just keeping 7 playable cards. I didn't mention in the deck tech why I'm playing 4 Tamiyo. The reason being is I think we're gonna have a lot of Dimir tempo, like definite uptick of that deck. That means more Bowmasters. So I'm not too excited about playing Delver. It does make my Ancient Tomb matchup worse. So funny how they tap the red here and they bolt. I can still Daze. What deck is this? Like a painter? Oh, I'm gonna Daze. So yeah, I would love to be playing Delver, and maybe I'm gonna change that up. If there's a bunch of Ancient Tomb in the... Okay, I like it. I'm gonna put that on top. If there's a bunch of Ancient Tombs, they'll... Okay, they have a Simon Spirit Guide. Okay, fine. It's dead. Dead. I guess this is Painter. But yeah, Tamiyo is worse against Ancient Tomb in general. But what's this? Fable? Bridge. Wow. Okay. I have one answer main deck. I have so many Wastelands, so I don't mind pressuring them a bit. Maybe, like, if I can find a cutter, it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be very tough keeping them from... I probably need to find my Brazen Borrower. Okay, cutter is nice. Using all my Wastelands is a bit scary. Maybe I'm just gonna accept that they can play anything. I think that's just what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna play gonna play land, attack, and play cutter, so I can maybe get a good turn next turn if I draw a cantrip. This is... yeah, this is looking to be hopefully a long game. I can't win a short game, but they can if they have a painter grindstone lined up. Here's the grindstone. If they have the painter with the welder, then double welder is tough. They can attack. Max Opal is live. This is... I really need to make a plan, like a plan for the long game. I can like waste, draw a card. They can still... Yeah. I think I have to hope that I can keep some cards stranded in their hand. And I'm just drawing a card end of their turn. Hoping that if they play a painter, I can like find a Daze in time. It's very, very tough winning this game against, like, I need to create the clock. Okay, I'm not that far since I have the cutter. Okay, they don't play anything. Dismember, it's not bad. Oh, wow, so many lands. Just gonna attack. Draw a card. Gonna draw now because I might find something relevant. This is... I feel like this is a... I should start thinking about time already. Counter. Okay, so I can flip Tamiyo now. It's not bad. That is a win condition, right? Force and nothing. That won't do. Do they have something? Like a Pyroblast? They have a billion Pyroblast, I guess, in the deck. So it wouldn't be a surprise. So basically, now I'm at a point where there is hope. They mill themselves, yeah. Here's the painter. Okay. Now I'm dead. I think I'm gonna let them do it, but yeah, okay. It's fine. Okay, at least we lost pretty fast. let's move on. Let's move on. We have a good sideboard, I believe. Braids and meltdowns. Hers has text. So does surgical. Hydroblast. I don't hate. I'm just gonna put them on. Maybe over here. Consign is also kind of a maybe, but I think it's probably not good enough. So I don't want to play a Force of Will game against their blasts. Daze is not very good against them either. On the play, it is kind of playable. But what if we just play something like this? These cards... I feel like these low numbers are okay. And another consign. I think it's okay. I think it should be... Yeah. I think this is fine. Just a Jund approach where I don't have any bad cards. In the sense that they... Like Daze at some point does nothing. Force of Will, they can blast. I'm trading 1-for-1. Cutter is really good against them. And Tamiyo and Murktide is not great. Consign is the biggest and maybe the first surgical biggest question mark. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. They have Saga. Consigns can do stuff here. Alright, that's an easy keep. So yeah, this is a deck that we didn't see a lot of in the past metagame. It felt a bit underpowered against Reanimator. Archon just crushing, and they're like Saga going for a Graveyard Hate is pretty slow. So it's nice if these kinds of decks can get a comeback. Painter, classic painter decks. Let's see if my channeler is going down. I assume they don't play. Okay. Any moon effects post board. But I'm still gonna get an island at some point. If I have the chance. Okay, well, gonna try and find a land and then heat here. I can wait, but they can maybe like... that's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. But can I maybe... Thing is, if they play something I have to shoot next turn, maybe I shouldn't stress so much. I'm gonna keep this. I really need to find that second land. Okay, I can bin the Murktide. That's pretty good. Yeah. That means I have Delirium next turn. So I'm not attacking. I feel like my card is more valuable than theirs. Yeah, double removal next turn might be really sweet. Wasteland for Saga. I'm not gonna take away Delirium with my Murktide if I... Yeah. At almost any point in the game, because it's just a target for Pyroblast. Unless they're hellbent, basically. But if they're not hellbent, I'm very often assuming that they have a blast in hand, since they play so many. City of Traders. Okay, Brainstorm. Like, City of Traders as a second land is kind of weak. Don't think they can be really happy about that. But I do have to... Be careful. They could theoretically grind me out next turn. If I waste... How dangerous is Saga? Not that dangerous, I think. I think I'm gonna shoot the welder, play a channeler, shoot the welder with the heat, and Wasteland, and just go aggressive. I have fun. I can find another. Another Wasteland, like that one. Great. Are they doing anything? They are. Okay. So they play a pedal. It's a nice. It's a 2 for 2, right? They redirect. Not bad. Surprise, surprise. Ah, but I got Delirium, and they. Ah. So what? What's the text here? Ah, it's the Tamagotchi. I never saw this. Um, it only it doesn't count itself, of course, but the damage is on the stack. Then it's in the graveyard. Now he has Delirium, or her. I think it's a her. Wow, feel sad for the opponent, but it's a cool thing to see. They still have the welder though. That's not nothing, but they have very little mana. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful with this one. So playing a Wasteland can take a Saga before it can make the mana. I can Pounder for a follow-up after this bolt. I don't have to do anything with the welder yet. Cutter. I don't need that. I think I just want removal. Especially artifact removal. Like if they drop an ensnaring bridge. I want an answer to that. Is there any point in giving them... I think I'm just gonna bolt here. The thing is, I could come in trouble if they just play land painter. Yeah, no, I'm gonna build now. And just look for removal. I have threats enough. Deja vu. I can play my Murktide next turn if nothing else happens. So yeah, like Ancient Tombs, Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, they didn't have that. Did we learn anything? Well, untimely malfunction is a thing. If they have 2 mana up. Other than that, I don't think we learned anything. Just removal and yeah, I think we're well set up. I like playing against Painter. It's usually pretty fun and interactive. Okay. Great hand. Okay, you just play out a pedal. And should I be afraid of a Fable or something? I mean, it looks like they're representing bold here, so I'm actually quite hesitant. I think I'm just gonna play a land and say go. Okay. Like to find a Wasteland. Okay, that's worth a Hydroblast. Maybe they protect it with a blast. No. So now I'm a bit like delayed. The way I played delayed. Like going deeper to a to a Wasteland. I kind of want to. I don't want to just ponder. I want to accept I can make a token. I have Meltdown in my deck. I think that's okay. I can use, like, I can just play Ponder and inform just get rid of one bad card with the Bauble. I think I'm gonna do that. I'll have Delirium. Yep. Okay. What do I not want? I think it's the Chandler. Next turn. Maybe I just hold the Bauble. Yeah. And then I have a fine turn next turn. Yeah. So interesting. Let's see what they can dig up. So now they're incentivized to just say go, which is pretty cool, I think, for me, because I feel like I'm well set up to fight. Okay, especially now. That's awesome. Let's force the issue here. Making a friend, losing a pedal, it's tough for them. Like, this token is not gonna make a big difference, right? I think this is actually pretty good, right? Can't really say no to that. Yeah. Can't really say no to that. Ancient Tomb. Okay, that's a bit scary. If they have Ensnaring Bridge, especially. But I think I have them on a 2-turn clock here. So they need to dig something like that up. Wondering if... Let's see. Okay, awesome. That is A-okay. And a Painter Servant. So now I have an easy turn of Chandler Bolt. Okay, I like it. And don't need that. So Consign is protecting me from the bridge against more Painter Servants. Awesome. And if I draw a land, like I'm not prioritizing a land, but Murktide can also get haste. Might be a thing. I have a Surveil here. So yeah, Cori-Steel Cutter is so strong against removal. Well, I can maybe not do so much really. But still, just getting a good draw here. Yeah, it's enough. Okay, sweet. Well, see you for round 2. All right, welcome to round 2, and I'm keeping this. I think my opponent is playing Eldrazi, so that's a bit scary, but can't say no to 1-drops and Force of Will, right? Cavern of Souls. Eldrazi, indeed. Okay, well, Chandler is my preferred 1-drop. I want to get the beats going. Yeah. And the fact that I have Force of Will also makes a blue card valuable, of course. But this Kevin, I can only hope that they play a Chalice here. Indeed. Okay, so how do I pitch? I think I'm pitching Force because I don't have a lot of things I can force, basically. When they have Cavern, I can of course find Waste. Okay, well, it's pretty good for. Actually, I'm gonna bin this. I need Delirium, like 1/1s. When I don't have cantrips, it's like just Chandler's doesn't do much. Okay. What's the timing here? Is it the time to play a Thundering Falls? I think so. Okay. Well, I feel like I'm losing to most of their decent draws from this point. Okay, that's scary. That is very scary. 2 Flesh Rakers, oh my god. Gonna upkeep Unholy Heat, unless I'm dead. I am almost dead. Yeah, holding up a mana would have been a bit better. Not good enough though, but a bit better. Need to find a Brainstorm on my trigger. Let's see, they have more. I am dead. I'm so dead. Okay. Well done. That's That's fast. Wow. Eldrazi too strong. That was impressive. A Cavern of Souls is a pain. A Braid is pretty sweet as a choice, artifact choice, because of or against Eldrazi. The question is how much I wanna um, respect Chalice of the Void. I don't really love slow Tamiyo. My deck is a bit slow, but Daze and Force is not awesome, but I think I just need to bank on them not having Kevin all the time. Yeah. Maybe Daze is the weakest link here. Kind of want to get to 2 mana. I want to like grind with the. I'll try it like this, but I am because I want to get Delirium. I want to like I can't cut any of this. Yeah, if you have like a point of view on like Daze, Force, other cards, maybe cut all the Tamiyos. Maybe that's better. Okay, nice. How do I play this hand though? How do I play this hand though? I feel like it's a mistake. Not. I'm just gonna channel Bauble, I think. See if I can find more. And just find Wastelands and remove spells. I can't just sit on. Okay, that's not bad. Right. But just playing Cutter next turn isn't super interesting as well. Okay, I'm gonna bin this. I can do better. I don't mind if, like, worst case scenario, I play Chandler Surveil next turn. I have a feeling I'm gonna get stomped hard in this matchup. Today, at least. It's not always the case. Ancient Tomb Dismember. Wow, that's aggressive. That is indeed aggressive. Okay. Getting rid of that. And I'm playing my Chandler. So, Dismembers, Ancient Tombs, like the Cutter. If I get it rolling before I'm dead, it should be a quick clock. Here's the Chalice. Okay, yeah, happy got my Chandler down. Yeah, it's gonna be slow, but maybe it's good enough. Yeah, I think it's actually gonna be good enough. With them at 9 and Ancient Tomb and all. 7. Yeah, I think they need lifelink or something. Okay, bounce. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just gonna have 6. That's strong. That is indeed very strong. I didn't understand all the text on this one. Yeah, they can exile and oh, that's so strong. Wow, I was confident. Now I need to rip a braid or meltdown. Art 5. Jesus Christ. Wow, reality smasher. Smashing me in. Yeah, Eldrazi, it's a good deck. Murktide? Tell me there's hope. Hold up. Might as well do this correctly. So sad that it's a 4/4. Sad indeed. Okay, they have an answer. Yeah, wow. Oh my god. I feel like I'm playing some awful limited deck against the new broken stuff. So I actually just needed a braid now, and then I could bolt them. That's funny, but I'm dead. Dead.